Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. My name is Stone Rain Productions, but please feel free to call me SRP if you'd like. And today I just wanted to do one last look at my favorite leader. And yeah, he didn't see a ton of play, but I just really have a thing for the Chancellor Palpatine from set 3. And while there wasn't a lot from set 3 in general that was really good, I really like him quite a bit. And just I want to preface that by saying I really enjoy weird leaders and the challenge of making him work. And so I've done a couple of videos with him in the past. This is my final version with this leader as we're getting ready for rotation. My video on Sunday is going to be out about rotation, what's available, and just a rough idea of what to expect going forward here with rotation as well. Before we get started, if you could please like and subscribe, definitely helps me out quite a bit. Even if you don't subscribe, if you could just like the video, that does a world of difference as far as helping other people see the videos and stuff like that. So I want to start off as we normally do here with what the leader does. And this one is very unique for those that know. I'm sure pretty much everybody knows. But this leader starts off on the heroism side. It has an action where we can exhaust it, and if a friendly heroism unit was defeated this phase, we draw a card, heal 2 damage from our base, and then flip our leader. The opposing side is Cunning and Villainy, and it has an ability where if we can exhaust it, and if we've played a Villainy card this phase, we get to create a clone token, and we get to deal 2 damage to our opponent's base, and then we flip it back to the front side here. I've had a lot of experience with Palpatine. I love this leader. It takes a little while for this to get used to it. So if you're not familiar with Palpatine, or if it's something that just kind of breaks your brain, maybe you want to skip this one. But it's a great leader. I had to leave a PQ, but I was 4-1 when I had to leave with this leader at the time. So this was during set 3, and I just really love it. I think it's a great card, great leader, and I'll be sad to see this one go for sure. And I'm hoping we get something just as weird to replace it. The idea is we really want something to die. Once we get the ball rolling with Palpatine, we should be good to go with the clone dying. You'll find a way to get it flipped from there, but you initially want to load up on low cost units that you can get defeated right away. Space kind of mucks that up a little bit, but we do have other ways that we can get things defeated if we absolutely need to. Anyway, let's jump in here. We've got 3 copies of Chandrilan's Sponsor, just a 2 cost, 2/3 with Restore 2. It's pretty easy to let this die because really what's going to happen here is most people are going to play either a 2/4 or a 3/3 or something like that, and we can just run this in, let it get defeated. Pretty much all of our units that we run in here, we can just run into something else and just let it get defeated. The only card that I would give an exception to is Kuiil. He's very important to the deck. And he's a 2 cost, 2/3 with Restore 1. And on attack, we get to discard a card from our deck. And if it shares an aspect with our base, we get to return it to our hand. I'm going to zoom out here and show you that almost everything in our deck is Vigilance, except this 1 copy of Evacuate. Everything in here is Vigilance. This is a very high chance that we're going to hit on Kuiil. There is another reason that we're sticking to mostly blue with this as well too. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But this one, we want to get 1 attack in, and then we can run it into something and let it get defeated. Everything else is expendable. We really don't need to, but we would like to get the flip. If you're more experienced with this leader, there are ways that you can delay it if you want. But the main purpose of this leader is you want to flip it as much as you possibly can. Earlier I built a Treya version of this leader, and I had a lot of fun with it, but I still just prefer this version of the deck, as blue as possible. I've tried other versions, this one just fits best. We've got 2 copies of Loth-Wolf. If we could attack with this one, I would, but we can't. But it's still a great unit because we want something to be defeated on our opponent's side, and we want our own Loth-Wolf to be defeated as well. So a lot of the leaders that want to defeat our early stuff, Tarkin Town, stuff like that, it's fine. It's completely fine with this deck. It's exactly what we want to happen. So it kind of stymies a lot of Tarkin Town decks naturally, which is really weird. So anyway, one other thing that I just wanted to point out with this, when the game starts, do not hesitate to do the pass game. And what I mean by that is your opponent is going to say pass, or they're going to pass. So you can either pass or just claim at that point. They're going to try to get you to claim initiative so that they can then do something to defeat your leader so that you can't flip your Palpatine. This happens all the time. In the beginning of the game, it's all right to give your opponent the initiative to start. We really need our unit to die. We really need to flip our Palpatine. If they're going to pass, you can also pass. If they've got initiative, that's fine. Nope, it's no problem. Do not let them take the last action and defeat something without getting the Palpatine to flip. You always want to remember that. There's this little sub-game where people are going to keep doing this pass thing in anticipation that you're going to claim, or that they're waiting for you to do something. If they pass, it's okay to claim, or pass again, whatever the situation is best. But don't pass and let them defeat your heroism unit. You absolutely need to be active and be able to flip your Palpatine. So just remember that. If your opponent is playing this weird sub-game where they're just trying to pass and make you do something where you're going to just pass your action, that's fine. Or they can play something, you pass. Let them play something else, pass. Until they claim or do something to defeat one of your heroism units, do not take the initiative. Let them do everything that they're going to do. You want the Palp to flip the first time. From there, you can work around it. Because we'll have the clone token, we'll have other things that we can do. It's much more manageable. I just wanted to point that out. We've got 2 copies of Page Tico as well. I primarily play this on the ground, but we can do it as a pilot. 2 cost, 3/2, or you can play it as a 2 cost upgrade to give a unit +2/+2, and if it's on a ship, it gets on attack, give an experience token to a unit, then deal 1 damage to it. Strangely enough, this has actually won me games in space on something like a restored arc. It just gets massive, and I keep restoring, and it's sometimes good enough. Speaking of that, we've got the restored arc in space, another 2 cost unit. Again, we've got plenty of ground stuff, but we've also got a space unit that we can run into something and get it defeated as well. 2 cost, 2/3 with restore 1. Our first villainy card that we've got featured here is Calculating Magna Guard. I really like this card because it's 3 cost, 3/4 when played, or when a friendly unit is defeated, this gains Sentinel. It's extremely versatile, and it really mucks up your opponent's math quite a bit. Where something else gets defeated, then this gains Sentinel. It's just super annoying, and it fits good in here. Don't want to go the full 3, though. For space, we've got 3 copies of Concord Dawn Interceptor, 3 cost, 1/4 with Sentinel, and it gets +2/+0 while defending. 3 copies of Death Trooper, which I've tried to remove this at certain points, and it's just too good. It needs to be in here. 3 cost, 3/3 when played, deal 2 damage to a friendly ground unit and 2 damage to an enemy ground unit. I discussed earlier ways that we have to defeat our own units. This is one of those ways that we can do that, where we can just, if we've got a Page Tico, for example, we can play a Death Trooper if we need to get Palpatine to flip and just give the Page Tico -2/-2, or deal 2 damage, and it will die. And then we can flip our Palp. So it's kind of a built-in way to defeat our own heroism units as well. Power of the Dark Side, absolute staple. I'm sure everybody knows and hates that card. 3 cost, your opponent sacrifices unit they control. Chilson was the other reason I was speaking of with Kuiil, that we want to stay as blue as possible. 4 cost, 2/2, Sentinel. When played, we can reveal up to 4 Vigilance cards from your hand. For each card revealed in this way, give it an experience token. It's almost always a 6/6 when we play it in this deck, because the only card that is not Vigilance is this one, Evacuate. We've got 3 copies of Vigilance. The healing is sometimes important. Discarding 6 cards is sometimes important. Defeating a unit with 3 or less remaining hit points is sometimes important, and the same thing with shield. Putting a shield on something like Snoke or Chilton is just valuable sometimes. We've got 3 full copies of No Glory Only Results for some of the tricky things like Chewbacca, things, or the TIE, I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, the Infiltrator, the one that can't be targeted. It's just a great card. Anakin, this is probably the best deck for this Anakin because we're running both heroism and villainy cards naturally. 6 cost, 5/7. When played, if there is a heroism card in your discard pile, you can give a unit -3 and -3 for the phase. And when you have a villainy card in your discard pile, you can give a unit -3 and -3. We almost always trigger both sides of this card, so it's pretty much an auto include in here. It's just awesome in this deck. 1 copy of Evacuate in case we run into something really aggressive and we can't control it. We can evacuate, get everything back to hand, and then throw something stupid down like a Loth-Wolf just to clog up the ground for a turn until we can catch up with something like our Anakin or Luke. 1 copy of Rivals Fall as a catch-all for troublesome leaders. 6 cost to defeat a unit. Similar to Anakin, we've got Luke. 7 costs, 6/7 with Restore 3. When played, you can give an enemy unit -3, -3 for the phase. If a friendly unit was defeated, you can give that unit -6, -6 instead. Just consistently one of the best cards in the game. I got 2 copies of Supreme Leader Snoke, and I think that this card is very well positioned with all the tokens that are out there right now, especially spies. 8 costs, 6/6. Each enemy non-leader unit gets -2, -2. I'm also running the full copy of 3 Super Laser Blast, which is just defeat all units for 8 cost. Sometimes you're not going to need this. After all, this is a unit control deck. Sometimes our units are just going to completely outclass them. This is more just a hedge against decks where we're unable to keep up for some reason. We've got 2 copies of Avenger. Again, these are finishers at this point. Whoa. Let's go back in here. Not sure what happened there, but anyway, 2 copies of Avenger, 9 cost, 8/8 in space. When played and on attack, if an opponent chooses a non-leader unit they control, defeat that unit. Just a great finisher. And lastly, Bo-Katan is amazing in this deck. 9 cost, 8/8. When played, give each enemy unit -3, -3 for this phase. When an enemy unit is defeated, give an experience token to a friendly unit. And this card is pretty much what this deck needed, because we have a lot of units as it is, and being able to put experience tokens on our units that are left in play just becomes really busted. This is also, this tech sticks around, so even afterwards, if we defeat units, we get to put experience on, so it's great. Still have a sideboard from the last version. I didn't really see the need to change anything, so I left it the way it is. Just be mindful if you're bringing in these cunning cards that it could affect our Kuiil or our Chilton potentially. I don't ever think it's correct to pull the Chiltons out. You just want to be mindful of what you're putting in. Restock against more controlling decks. Bazine's similar. Fel the Dragon is against more mid-range aggro. We have the Bounty Hunter crew in here just to recur something like a Vigilance. However, this is not a bad option against some mid-range decks or some aggro decks potentially, because we get an ambush and we get to get a removal spell, our removal event back from our discard pile if we need to with this. We've got another copy of Evacuate for the very aggressive decks, 1 more copy of Rivals Fall for the troublesome leaders, and 2 copies of Redemption, just more of a hedge against controlling decks. And that's the list. I've had a blast with this leader. I'm really going to hate to see it go, but I guess everything has got to go at some point, so that's it. My last run with Chancellor Blue. I hope that you guys like it. I hope that you give it a try. It's a lot of fun. The Bo-Katan is absolutely huge in this list, and yeah, Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I really appreciate the support. We've hit over 120 subs now, and it's just kind of mind-blowing that I've been doing this for fun, and you guys have really shown a lot of support, kind words, encouragement, so thanks for all that. Really appreciate it. If there's anything that you guys are looking for as far as like a deck tack, any ideas that you have, certainly feel free to put them below. Again, really appreciate you guys a lot. And just want to say, may the force be with you. Be well, my friends. Take care.